In the desert, I saw a creature. Naked. Bestial. Squatting upon the ground. Held his heart in his hands and ate of it. I said,
Is it good, friend?
he answered,
It is bitter, bitter, but I like it because it is bitter and because it is my heart.
In the Desert begins with the speaker encountering a strange creature. It is squatting on the ground and eating its own heart. Instead of trying to stop the creature from harming itself, the speaker is curious and asks the creature whether or not its heart tastes good. The creature responds by saying it's bitter, but that he overall likes the taste because it's his own heart. In the Desert is a free-verse poem. This means it doesn't follow any specific rhyme scheme or metrical pattern. Keeping this in mind, we've already established that the poem is rather unconventional, but it gets even more interesting. There are several examples of different poetic techniques being used despite the unorthodox structure. Alliteration occurs when the poet repeats the same consonant sound at the beginning of words. For example, held, heart, and hands in line 4. Enjambment can be seen when the poet cuts off a line before its natural stopping point. For example, the transition between lines 1 and 2 of stanza 1, as well as lines 1 and 2 of stanza 2. Repetition can be seen when the poet repeats a word, phrase, idea, structure, or any other element in their writing. In this case, towards the end of the poem, the word bitter is used 3 times. Symbolism is a device that allows the poet to imbue objects with meaning. In this case, the heart represents kindness, goodwill, and the better parts of human nature. My interpretation of the poem revolves around the inherent self-destructive tendencies of human nature. The creature inflicts pain upon itself by consuming its heart, acknowledging its bitter and unpleasant taste, yet still consumes it nonetheless. The speaker embodies the aspect of humanity that observes in astonishment the sheer absence of logic we often exhibit. In my short film, I made author Stephen Crane the speaker because that's who I pictured when reading the poem for the first time. I've seen this interpretation echoed by others in parts, but they also deviate in some ways. Dr. Torrell from Loughborough University dives a little deeper into the specifics of the poem, but I think he might be reading too much into it. The naked, bestial creature is also significant. He has the power of speech, and the speaker's description of him as naked implies that the speaker expected him to be wearing clothes. We don't tend to describe a cat or dog as naked because they don't wear clothes. So there is something bestial or beast-like, but also something human about the figure the speaker encounters. Dr. Torrell suggests that because the creature is specified as being naked, that implies the speaker expected it to be wearing clothes. While I find this analysis to be quite clever, I'm not certain I agree with it.